Welcome back, witches. I'm Steph. Thanks for being here with me today. We are doing Beltane fun crafts. So I'm actually going to be making a glitter candle. So I am going to be following the steps from a book called Bohemian Magick by Veronica Varlow. I love it. It's one of my favorites. She was on the podcast, so I will link that interview below if you missed that one, but the book is great. It's so much fun, and I will show it to you. It looks like a scrapbook. It's just really beautiful, and there is this whole ritual about carving this intention candle and using glitter to like really make it your own. So that is what I am going to be doing today as a fun craft, and you will see that I picked a yellow candle, and we're going with like a happiness and fiery energy in time for Beltane, and then I will be lighting that for Beltane. And we're just gonna have a little chat about the holiday while I do it to get you ready, because that is coming up in just a couple of weeks here. So let's get to it. So here is the book that I was talking about. So this is Bohemian Magick by Veronica Varlow. I love this, and I love the like sort of scrapbook style. And this is her glitter candle spell. And I am not going to be doing it exactly how it's laid out here, but this is where I am getting the general idea from, so I wanted you to see that and see the page, because this is a really beautiful book. I really don't think my carvings are going to come out that nice, but we're going to try. The general idea that I am going with is to do a candle for Beltane. I decided to go with a yellow candle. This is one of the fiery energy colors of Beltane, and yellow is one of my favorite colors. So to me, it is just happiness and sunshine energy and what I sort of want to bring out on the Sabbath and celebrate. This is a 7-day refillable pillar candle. So that means that this puppy can slide out and I can keep this jar and refill it, as opposed to a pillar candle that looks like this, that has that lip there. Obviously this cannot come out since this lip is smaller than the candle. So this is not a refillable one, and as you can see, this one's bigger. So that's what you need to look for if you're going to be doing this, because you want the actual candle. It's not necessary that it's in glass, but I think that it will be safer for adding glitter and not getting it everywhere. And I also decided to go with some gold glitter here, which I think will show up nicely on there, but that was the color I went with, again, going with sunshine, energy, and happiness. And here I have carving tools. So I don't, carve too much. I usually use like the thin point like that one on very small candles. So I don't have very many carving tools or very specific ones. There are some like very expensive ones that you can get. This was a set that cost, I think, $5 at Michael's, and it is technically for beading. I'm pretty sure it's not even for carving anything, but they work really well. And here I have a makeup brush, one of the Wet n Wild ones that I picked up at the dollar store, because I have never added glitter to a candle before, and I'm not exactly sure how well it's going to go into all the grooves. I can use my hands or paper towel to push them in there, but it might be easier to use the brush, so I have that anyway. And you just need a tiny bit of oil. Veronica even says only 9 drops of an essential oil. I am going to go with this gardenia oil, especially because I know that I am not skin sensitive to this one. Essential oils are very potent, so you usually want to mix them with a carrier oil, especially if you're going to be putting them on your skin, but I'm only going to be touching it for a little while, and like I said, trying to use the brush. So I've gotten this on my skin before and I have no issues with it, so that is why I am going to go with this one. So let's get to carving. Wish me luck. There's really no right or wrong way to do this. I am just not very artistic. It is not within my skill set, so I'm kind of just winging it. I have an idea of what I want it to look like, but whether that's going to work out, anyone's guess. So while I carve this and potentially fail at it, why don't we talk about Beltane and a little bit about the Sabbat and sort of what everyone has planned. I am curious of where you fall, because some people really love this fire festival and some, you know, don't really do anything, because it really is one that is celebrated with other people. So if you don't have, you know, a group or a coven, then it can be not quite as much fun, but there are still plenty of solo things that you could do. So I am curious how you feel about this, and if you have anything that you usually do or you are planning on doing for this upcoming Beltane. Of course, I have to say that I do have an ebook over on Patreon, so if you need more ideas and are wondering about how to celebrate, you could head over there. I know there are always Sabbath discussions in the Discord community as well, which is free to join. So if you are interested in chatting with other witches from all over the world, that's a good place to hang out and get plenty of Beltane ideas. How does that look? Is that a triangle? Is it centered? We're going with it. Now I gotta do the same thing on the other side. So Beltane is a Celtic fire festival. That is one of the 4 Celtic Sabbats. So in the Wheel of the Year, as set up in the Wiccan tradition, there are 8. And 4 of them are Celtic in origin and 4 are Germanic. So there's no, you know, ancient peoples that celebrated all 4, because they definitely come from different places. I know plenty of people who are not Wiccan and still celebrate all 8, so completely up to you. I celebrate, I mean, it changes from year to year. I celebrate the ones that call to me, and not all of them call to me every single year, so I don't feel the need to celebrate every single one. And I admit that Beltane is one that I have skipped in the past. But as you can see, I'm doing some candle lighting. It's going to be fun this year. This particular Sabbat is all about, you know, that fire energy, masculine energy. But that is why it is so popular to do something like alongside other people, because it usually involves like a bonfire and feasting, and that is just generally like, you know, more fun to do in like a party atmosphere rather than just by yourself. But there are lots of celebrations like May Day that correspond with May 1st. So even if you don't have a coven, you could easily talk your friends into doing something with you. They don't necessarily need to know that it is Beltane celebration if you don't want to tell them. Everybody loves a good maypole this time of year, so why not include them? But again, maypole is something that is a lot easier to do with other people around. But it's just a good holiday of like abundance and fertility. The earth is starting to grow things again. So there really are any number of things that you could celebrate for this Sabbat. Everything is in like peak blooming energy. So if you need to celebrate fertility or abundance, you could do that aspect. You could just tap into fire energy in general. Into sun energy, which is obviously what I'm doing, is fire and sun energy. I'm tapping into my fire energy side because I have learned that I always thought that I was heavy water element, in my life and my personality, just because I am a Scorpio sun sign. So I was like, oh, water, makes sense. But I was working through the Way of Four from Deborah, who was on the podcast. And I realized that I'm heavy earth. And I'm very much lacking in my fire energy. So this is a good way to incorporate that and bring that up to balance out my heavy earth energy. Does that look like a crescent moon? I don't know. We're going with it. So besides this sort of sun bonfire energy that I am tapping into, you could also celebrate this as being the longest day. Lots of people get up at dawn to watch the sunrise. The dew that's out is very magical. So if you have like a clean place to collect the morning dew from, that's very popular. Flower energy is also very big. Flower crowns are very popular. Flower crowns are very popular now and at Letha. So some people will do them for both, some like just one or the other. Let me know where you fall on that if you have ever made a flower crown and which holiday you associate that with. Could also do some kitchen magic, because that is of course like tapping into that fire energy, but then you can also do the food and drink correspondences that are associated with this holiday. So honey is a big one, so is dairy. So honey cakes are hugely popular. So is anything with citrus. If you're not interested in cooking with it, you can also use citrus oil just to have that diffusing in your house or to use within your spell work. That might be a good one to use on this candle if I had it, but I don't think I have any citrus oil right now. So gardenia it is, but the flower goes well with this holiday anyway. You could also work with the plants and flowers. Dandelions are huge. So are tulips and mugwort, woodruff, and making woodruff wines. My carving skills suck, but I feel like glitter is going to make everything better. You can definitely use some crystals. You know that I love a good crystal. Of course, there's lots of green ones that are associated with Beltane. There is malachite and bloodstone. That's got that little bit red in it as well. Emerald. You can also tap into the red ones, so carnelian. Rose quartz is popular too because this is a holiday about fertility and love. Since it is a time of love and passion, hand fastings are very popular to have done on Beltane, and that is like a pagan wedding ceremony. And really, hand fastings can be included in any sort of ceremony. So even if you are doing a more traditionally religious ceremony, you can still include a hand fasting in there. But I do think that the most common celebration is the bonfire. That's like the standard. The bonfire and the maypole. And there's no rules about, you know, bonfires and how big they have to be and including other people. You can definitely do a bonfire by yourself. Like nobody's there to, you know, tell you you can't. Feel free. I know I will. We have a nice tabletop sort of fire pit outside that we love to use. And I am not having any other, you know, witchy friends over to do anything. I am going to make my husband sit out there with me, but there's nothing I can't talk him into if he's got a glass of whiskey. So here is what my design looks like so far. I think what I'm going to do from here is to, on this side, carve my name to further, you know, secure this candle to myself. If I wanted to, I could also, these come out a little bit, the silver metal disc down here, so you could like pull the wick down, and I could tie a piece of my hair to there if I wanted to further tie this candle to myself. So from here, I'm gonna do my name on the back, like I said, and then clean up the little carvings in here. And then it is time to cleanse the candle. So that does mean cleansing the jar as well, whether that is, you know, incense, smoke, or besom or something, just cleansing all of the ingredients and further holding all of them and putting my specific intention into it. So it has my energy and is ready to go, and doing the same with the oil and the glitter, and then adding in the oil and the glitter on top. Okay, my oil is on. I'm gonna do something very stupid. I'm gonna do glitter inside. Yes, inside my house. Wish me luck. My friends, it worked. It worked, and I only got the glitter on the tray and not all over everything and myself. I do need to, you know, clean this up a little bit more. I'm gonna get a paper towel and wipe this down, and I'm gonna go like do that over the sink and then wash this out. And then I will show you the finished product inside a jar. Success! I love how it turned out. It looks so good. And I am so excited to light this on Beltane. And despite my questionable carving skills, I want to do this more. I'm saving the glitter. I want to make more glitter candles. They make me happy. As always, I recommend if you try this to practice candle safety, because glitter is going to pop when you light this. So do it outside and keep an eye on it. So that's everything. I hope you enjoyed checking out the candle. Let me know if you're gonna try it or if you have tried any of the other spells and rituals from Veronica's book. It's really great. And let me know what you will be getting up to for Beltane. Especially if you're not a solitary practitioner. I know that this is, like I said, a very coven-based friends and family sort of holiday, and really getting out there and celebrating with other people. And there's just not something that I do. So I would love to hear what you are going to be doing. That's everything that I have for this video. I will see you in the next one.